it's James Kahan here from Daxmoy Personal Training Studios. I'm here today to share a little bit of my story with you about how I came to be a personal trainer and eventually a holistic health coach, and some of the struggles I went through in my journey. So, as a younger kid from about 9 to about 14, I was actually pretty sporty. I was really an athlete. I wasn't so much a team sportsman, but I was really into athletics. I ran for Shaftesbury Harriers and I competed in county events. I also played tennis in county leagues. I was never quite national standard, but I loved it. My dad pushed me. I had a brother who was national standard runner. So it was a little bit in the family. But by about the age of 14, I kind of lost interest. My dad couldn't kind of force me to do the exercise anymore, and I started finding things like parties and going out and growing up and adolescence and music and all that cool stuff, and before I knew it I was completely out of the habit. Okay, and due to one thing and another, by the age of about 18 I became very, very depressed. By the age of about 21 I was very, very unhappy. Okay, I actually spent time in the Priory in Southgate for a few weeks over the summer. I was, as an inpatient, I was very depressed, I was very anxious. They gave me a label, they said I had social phobia, which was crazy for an outgoing person like me. I was really unhappy. Okay, now at the time I was studying psychology at Sussex, partly because I've always been interested in people, but I thought I could help myself by learning more about how the brain works. Okay, and if I could help myself, then I could help other people. Luckily, I read a book called The Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. My brother gave me the book, and I'm not going to go into that, but that sparked something in me, and I decided that I would, I'd really start to look after myself as best I knew how as a 21-year-old kid. So I started to read about nutrition, and I started to go to the gym. And before I knew it, I was spending more time in the gym and more time reading books about nutrition than I was reading books about psychology and doing my homework and doing my assignments, which wasn't very good for my eventual psychology degree, but it was great for me. Okay, I realised that for all the theory I read, okay, and I'm not slating psychology, but the university academic route, not so good, okay, but for all the theory I read, I was actually benefiting so much more in my life, in my feeling of wellness, in my feeling of energy, in my moods, in my concentration from exercise and nutrition alone. Okay, and as I've got older and I've matured, because to begin with I had lots of vanity goals and I wanted to look like this and this and nothing wrong with that, okay, that's fine, nothing wrong with vanity goals whatsoever, okay, don't get me wrong, but as I've got older and I've got more mature, I've realised that the root of it all is just to feel better about myself and for people to feel better about themselves. The reason I believe that most people want to change what their body looks like, which is a valid goal in itself, but the reason that most people want to change what their bodies looks like is because they want to change how they feel about themselves. They want to own their body, they want to change how they feel, their energy, their mood, how they relate to other people, how attractive they feel, okay? And that is fundamentally an internal process, okay? So this is really what motivates me. I want to help people feel better about themselves, to own their body, okay, to really own themselves, to feel comfortable in their own skin. That is the most attractive quality of all, and that is something that I help to share with other people who come into our practice and look for help with regards their health, particularly in the holistic way that we deal with people. Okay, that's just a little bit about me, a little bit about my story. I hope that's resonated with you. Until we meet again, this is James Kahan from Islington at Daxmoy's saying goodbye.